Oh my goodness. Somebody just signed up for the New Year New Goals workshop happening on the 24th of November. That is next week, Sunday, I think it is, whatever the 24th is. Somebody just signed up. I just got a notification on my phone. And my question to you is, do you need this workshop? Do you need this workshop that will teach you how to deal with distractions? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Hello, everybody. My name is Lisa Dublin. I'm a health and life coach. I'm a speaker. I'm a writer. By the way, did you know that today is National Authors Day? Oh my goodness. That's awesome. I'm probably going to put out a post about that. But welcome to Basement Chronicles Live. And this is a show on a morning, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, where we give real value. Because you know what? Like, I really want people to win. Like, why should you not win in life? Why should things from within you and the outside environment conspire to help you not win in life? So please let me know if you can help me. Say good morning as you're coming in, and let's get right into goal setting. Have you decided on what your big, hairy goals are for 2025? Are they the normal ones? Perhaps we can take a step back and look at what happened in 2024. Where are you with the goals that you said that you were going to do? And if it is that you have not accomplished as much as you thought you could or you wanted to, hi, Rhonda. How are you? Good morning to you. Can you hear me okay, Rhonda? Let me know. Thank you. If you have not accomplished what you said that you would do, maybe it's not a matter of you being lazy or not having the will. It could just simply be that you need a strategy. Is that you this morning? If that is you, I've got an offer for you. I'm having my free workshop. Listen, you guys, this is real value right here, okay? I just put it up on the screen. Whether if you're watching me on Facebook, on YouTube as well, Watch Radio Family, you can also access. Go sign up right away. It's a free annual workshop. I have been doing this workshop since 2020. Okay, like you should see the first time we did it and the results that we have gotten from people who've gone through that process. Because if you have a strategy, thanks, Rhonda. Rhonda said, yes, she's hearing me. If you have a strategy for goal setting, you will be able to accomplish your big goals. There's something, I think it's a James Clear in the seminal book, Atomic Habits. You know what he said? He said, we do not rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. And that has been true in my life. Everywhere that I have succeeded, I have had a system. Everywhere that I have not succeeded, it's because I don't have a system in place. I was coaching a client recently. She's writing a book. I'm coaching her through that process. And it's going to be next year, God willing, it's going to be fire. Okay? Stick here with me. By the way, you guys, before I go on, let me give you all a joke, okay? So I'm on StreamYard. I think all of the different platforms have this quality, okay? Do you all see my baby skin this morning? What? Do you all see this? There's a feature called Touch Up Appearance on StreamYard, on Restream, on Zoom, okay? So it smooths out all the wrinkles, okay? Ditch the foundation. But I don't quite like it because then people end up when they see you, it's like, oh, you look so different in person. Has that ever happened to you? And you're like, yeah. It was touch up appearance. I'm going to go take that off, okay? Let's drink our water, mind our business, get our rest, and look even better than touch up my appearance. I just thought I'd say that. I'm looking at myself like, who is this? Who exactly is this? Anyway, let's get going. I want to start to share my screen with you. And we're going to, I started yesterday. In fact, actually, I started, hold on. Give me a second. Let me just present, share screen, get that goal. There we go. I'm sharing it right now. Okay, here we go. Okay. So this was a course I developed many years ago. I'm kind of like redoing it to send it out again, whatever, but I'm going to be teaching from that in the workshop on the 24th. And by the way, I put the link in the chat, so go sign up right away. Okay, I'm going to cut it off after a certain number so that I can really dial in with people and talk back to them. What are your goals to make it even more relevant for those people who actually show up for that that workshop on the 24th of November. But from my experience and looking at how people work, I have been able to identify 3 sets of obstacles. Yesterday, we looked at threats. And I was talking about threats from personality to having serious life issues that can derail you. And I dealt with how exactly should we deal with those. I gave examples like Steve Jobs, who had those great ideas for his company Apple, but ended up having to leave because of personality differences with the board. And of course, it worked out for him because he went out to start new companies. But so many people do not get things done because there are personality differences. Let that not be us. Today, we are going to be looking at distractions and weaknesses as obstacles in the way. Listen, do not get like, oh my gosh, this is another heavy thing for me to do. Absolutely not. No, you're going to learn today and you're going to get some hope as to for the future. I do have a strategy and I have some way to be able to get past distractions and get past weaknesses. Now, let's start with those distractions because this is the biggest one. Don't you think so? How many people this morning have already picked up their phone like 10 times or maybe even more depending on how long you've been up this morning, right? So I said yesterday, we looked at those definitions. Let's get into it. 1 step to goal setting. The first one is desire. I said that 2 weeks ago. Last week, we dealt with your motivation, that you need to dial into something that means something to you for you to accomplish the goal. If it doesn't mean anything to you, I can tell you, work out 3 times a week, 30 minutes a day. I can say it from now until thy kingdom come. You're not going to do it if you don't have a reason that is deep enough. Some people are forced to do it, right? There are some people who cannot quit smoking. The minute they go to the doctor and they find out they have lung cancer, they're able to quit it. That tells you that it can be done, right? So some people are forced to do it, but you don't want to get to that point. You want to just dig deep into your values to find some motivation for the goal that you're wanting to accomplish. And the simplest one I gave, I'm just going back a little bit right now. And welcome to my people. Let me stop screen sharing. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put on my Instagram people, but they will figure it out. They will figure it out. I think so. So here's the thing. You have to find motivation. The simplest one that I've always given is if you are this person who has trouble being consistent with exercise and you also have a family or loved ones, maybe you don't have kids, but you have loved ones, right? And what if family is a value for you, you can tell yourself, because I love my family, I want to stay healthy so that I'm not going to be a burden when I get older, so that I don't die before my time and leave my kids. If you dial into that deep value of thinking of your children, it will help you to get off the bed. There's one thing like in doing business and being that relentless entrepreneur, that person who's consistent and will show up. One of the early things that I dialed into was do not love sleep or you will grow poor. Stay awake and you will have food to spare. The number of times I had to pull myself away from that bed and that guy to be able to come downstairs and, it's cold and whatever. It was that verse. It's a verse in the scripture. I forgot, in Proverbs something. Do not love sleep or you will grow poor. Stay awake and you will have food to spare. In other words, there's another one about see the ant, how the ant is diligent. And that is the one that gets, the reward. All of these things, if you are that person who has trouble getting up or, you just find that you're lazy, these verses can provide the impetus to get you to do what you're supposed to do. Okay, so let's go to distractions today. How did I get on this? Let me see. So we said 3 types of obstacles: distractions, threats, and weaknesses. What's a distraction? Anything that divides the attention of or prevents concentration. Here are some examples. Social media is absolutely one. Watching too much television, talking on the phone when you're supposed to be doing work, doing unnecessary tasks to avoid doing the deep work. I know I am very guilty of that. Okay, I the deep work for me, the lonely work, is being alone with my thoughts, creating. And as much as I love the product and the result, that process is lonely and can for me be painful, and so I avoid it. But what are your distractions? Can I hear from you this morning? Can you type it? And obviously, if you're watching this on the replay, by all means, feel free to also like contribute at the point when you are hearing this. Okay, what are your distractions? Can you name them? What are the things that, if only I could get over this and put this away for a while, I would have been so much further in life? What are those things? Let me hear from you this morning, if I may. And let me just go to LinkedIn and see what everybody's saying there, right? Because it's very important. When you really think about it, you know what? I could have been much further this year. That book could have been written already if I did not binge watch all of those series on Netflix. What you don't realize is that those people who produced and wrote the series that you are now binging on, they themselves found some kind of motivation and some kind of process to put away their distractions and to create something that you would pay for. And so the question is, how are you getting over your distraction? So I know social media is a big distraction. Watching TV, watching the series, scrolling on social media, especially after a hard day's work, you just want you just simply want to have your mind just relax, and that's okay. So we have to plan for that. And so we need a way for us to be able to deal with the distractions around us. If you are that person who can't tear yourself away from social media, if you did that, you would have space in your head for your own ideas. You know that? It's very true. Ideas need room for them to generate and to populate. And if you're just filling yourself with what everybody else is thinking, there is no time for your own independent thought and for your own creative process, whoever you are, whatever the goal is. I just want you to ask, what if this morning? What if I could find a way to ditch those distractions? What if I could find a way to say no, which is another one? We're coming to the threats. We did that yesterday. And then here's those weaknesses that we also have. So distractions, yes. Weaknesses are the innate tendencies that put you at a disadvantage. Here are some examples. Inability to say no. So you're that people pleaser. Somebody asks you to do something, and you just simply jump at it. Yes, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. Not to your detriment, and to sometimes your family's detriment. Then there's the tendency to self-sabotage just at the point of breakthrough, just at the point of getting clients or breaking through into a system or to what you're trying to do. People draw back out of fear. Okay? That is self-sabotage. Then obviously laziness is also a weakness, and the inability to focus. I am not the best writer. I am not the best presenter on YouTube, on whatever. I am just one of the most consistent. That's why you're here listening to me. Day in, day out, I'm going to show up. Okay? Eric Thomas has a video. Eric Thomas is this motivational speaker I follow very closely. And he says, he has a video that says, "You will not outwork me." And his point is, I mightn't be the best speaker. I mightn't be the most, everything. But where work ethic is concerned and where consistency and showing up is concerned, you are not going to outwork me. I dare say I have that same attitude. I heard somebody say something in one of my favorite series, Murdoch Mysteries. I love y'all like Murdoch Mysteries. I love that series, right? And this was the episode where they were fighting for the women's right to vote. And the candidate, I forgot her name, she stood on the platform before the legislation. This was in Ontario, in Toronto. And she says, if you're a mom, you know that the child who cries the loudest gets fed first. And I thought about it in my own life about my first son. Oh my gosh, he was always like, yeah, yes. You want to quiet that one down, but that is also a metaphor for being able to show up. And you cannot show up if you do not conquer those weaknesses and put away the distractions and head for the jugular. Know exactly what you want and go for it. And that's what we want to deal with this morning. What if there was a way for you to not be so attached to your phone, for you to be able to say no with grace? What if there was a way for you to get over not wanting to get out of bed? I have a system for that. And it's not like having a megaphone, get up. No. There are things that you can do to make sure that when you're working, you're working. When you're resting, you absolutely rest, which is something I've learned and something I practice, so that when I'm working, the quality of my work is way better than if I'm multitasking and not giving it my all because I'm trying to do too many things. So I want to go back. Is this making sense, you guys? Say hi, say hello. I hope people are still hearing me, right? So let's go. Let's start with the distractions. What do you do with distractions? What do you do with social media? What do you do if you are the person who's watching too much TV? And if you just took 1 hour, pull yourself away for 1 hour from the TV or from social media and sat quietly in your office or wherever, what you could accomplish with that 1 hour of solid work would so change your life 1 year later. What if that could be you this time next year? It really can be. Okay, so let's deal with them. So one of the things that I had to do very early with social media was to, like, there are some days, especially on a Saturday, I try to observe the Sabbath. I have to stop saying I try and just do it, right? I really must. And one of the things that I do, let me come off of the share for a little while. One of the things that I do, I just just delete all the apps for that day. I'll not delete WhatsApp, because if you delete WhatsApp, it's the worst thing to try to get all of your like attachments back. Like, don't do WhatsApp, okay? But you can put off the notifications. So my phone, I think, is permanently on do not disturb. That's it. If I see the call, like, I'm not even sure how to explain it, but I prefer to get a text than to get a voice note. Somehow a voice note or a call, the way it breaks into my consciousness, I don't know that I can take it all the time, right? So I prefer text. Then I can decide what to do with it. It doesn't break my concentration as much as if it were a phone call or a voice note, that kind of thing. Some people are different, and you learn how to deal with people, okay? But you have to find ways to deal with the distractions when you're working. You've got to honor the time that you put aside to go after the goal. If this is my writing time, it cannot be the time that I'm taking calls from people. So you've got to watch for your well-meaning friends as well, who kind of, sometimes people perhaps kind of know your schedule, and that is the time when you are working that you perhaps get the most calls, or people try to reach you the most. And so there are things that you can do. I've spoken about it before a lot. Take off the read messages so that people don't know if the messages are read, because I think there's a pressure when you get a text or when you get a phone call or a text or something, for you to respond one time. So remove the ability for people to see if you've read it. And for me, it saves them, so that at an appropriate time, I will respond when to the matter, whatever it is. These are some of the things that you can do. Here's something that we don't consider. It's not all doom and gloom and sacrifice. It is also reward. So I love watching Murdoch Mysteries, but I also have to work. And one of the things that I've trained myself to do is to reward myself with the things that I like. Does that make sense? Reward yourself with the distraction after you have accomplished. So I will say, after I've written so many words, I'm going to watch an episode of Murdoch Mysteries, or I'm going to work hard in these hours for the day. And you know what? I'm going to give myself the gift of watching this just before I go to bed. Reward yourself with the thing that you like. You don't have to take it away, but you do have to work. And so one way is to have, and what you're doing too is training yourself to have delayed gratification in the process. Do you see that, you guys? It's very important that you deal with those distractions. So let's talk about doing unnecessary tasks. In my world of coaching, we call it buffering. Buffering is when I know I have a paper to write, but I go wash dishes and no, I go wash dishes and clean and mop and do all of the things before, because I don't want to get into the hard, painful work. We're always going to head for what is easiest. That's human nature, isn't it? And so what you have to do is to just observe yourself. Lisa, what are you doing in this moment? What are you supposed to be doing? And then there's something from Elon Musk. Is it Elon Musk who said it? He said, if you give yourself half an hour to clean the house, you'll clean the house in half an hour. If you give yourself 3 hours, you'll do it in 3 hours. So in times when I have to do tasks that are absolutely necessary, but like are difficult for me to get into, I put a timer on. I put a timer on for 30 minutes and I'm watching that timer because the task has to be done. It's going to lead to more success, but it's painful. So I need help. You can put on music if you want to, whatever it takes to help you get through that process of doing the task, do it. But by all means, understand that the end result is that you are doing the task. That's what you're meant to do. You guys hearing me okay? Everybody's hearing me okay? All right. Okay, everybody. So let's move on to, so these are some ways that you can deal with your distractions. These are some ways to deal with distractions. You have to take them seriously. You can't just say, that's who I am. Hi, Harriet. Thank you. Barbados is locked on. Oh, thank you. I love that comment. Nice. Thank you for the encouragement. Okay. So, Harriet, let me ask you, do you have distractions? Rhonda, what about you? What are your distractions? Do you mind sharing so we can talk about them? I also want to deal with weaknesses. How many people are early risers? How many people have trouble getting out of bed? Now, I it took me a while to realize that I think perhaps, and I don't say that with any arrogance, but I think people like me are in the minority. Like I will do hard. I will I will do the work. Just build that. When you do the assessment, I'm a pilot. Okay, we'll do the work. We get it done. We don't know about being lazy and no. But I've just listening to other people talk and other, like people online and so on. There's most people will do easy, not so. Most people don't want to get up early. And I believe that's okay. And hear me when I say, I keep on saying it. There should be somebody who coaches lazy people, a lazy person who discovered a hack. You will get a lot of success if you coach people like you, right? Consider that. I'm looking forward to that. To the person who takes up the challenge of becoming the coach for lazy people, for people who don't want to get up, to teach them a way to do it. Because I feel like my understanding, and I'm coming from the point of view, like, get up, do it. Get up, let's do it. But not everybody's there. Not everybody wants that. Not everybody wants that. And so I realize, this is so thing. Like, I am now just putting on Instagram. Not everybody's like that. Not everybody will get up and do the work. So there has to be a coach for somebody who's intrinsically lazy and figured out, in spite of who I am. If you are lazy, come to me. I'll teach you how to do it. You are going to get so many people. They're going to hear me and they're going to be like, oh, that's too much work. I have my tribe. I have the pilots. I have the people who want to get it done. But there has to be somebody who caters to the lazy person. And I say that with no kind of like judgment. That's just who you are. That's fine. But here's the thing I've realized. You know, one way to deal with weaknesses, like I hate getting up. Oh my God, it's difficult for me to do anything. One way to deal with that weakness is to just work when it's best for you, when it is optimum for you. And, you know, a plug for not going back to the office and working when I am most productive and doing it my way is that when I'm working, I'm super focused because I'm alive. I'm really alive. And so if you are that person who has trouble getting up early, can you do the workout in the evening? You don't have to do it like everybody else. Can you do it in the middle of the day? I remember when I started my journey, exercise here in Canada, when I began to take it seriously, I was still in a 9 to 5 job. And the only time, because I had younger kids at the time, so I knew that before work was not an option. And after work, I had to run to the daycare, pick them up, and go home. So that too was not an option. What I had to do, 1 hour for lunch. Okay. Lisa had her gym bag ready. Okay. And the minute it turned to 12 o'clock, I used to time myself. That's what it takes sometimes to dial in to the granular to make more possible. So 12 o'clock, get to the bathroom, 7 minutes past 12. I'm dressed in my gym clothes because I have to walk to the school gym, the university gym, which is like time it to 8 minutes away. Okay. Walk over there. 12:15, get on a treadmill. 12:15 to 12:45, do a half-hour workout. I knew the speed I was going at. Oh, Lord. And then go back to the bathroom. No, just go get my coat, whatever, and head back to the bathroom, change, get back to my desk for 1 o'clock. Because that's all the time that I had. Okay. If you are that person, and because of, I don't like working early, you don't want to do it at a time when it's convenient for you. No problem. That is one way to get over your own weaknesses. If you are that person, maybe you want to do better, you into the business and so on, but you don't want to put yourself out there, get a virtual assistant to do it for you, to answer your text, to do those kinds of things for you. So you don't have to go against the grain of who you are. So many people in going after a goal try to do it like other people. And my point is, when I teach you this process on the 24th of November, you are going to see that you absolutely can do it your way. You're going to decide what is the best way for you to do it. So you guys, I want you to sign up for New Year, New Goals. That's the name of the workshop on the 24th of November, 1 to 3 p.m. MST, 3 to 5 p.m. EST. If you're going to be joining me from the Caribbean, it will be at 6 p.m. because now on Mountain Standard Time, I'm 3 hours behind. Okay. So thank you for being here this morning. Now, if you're that person, you are hearing me this morning and you're not into the group thing. You want a bespoke service, a concierge service, okay? I think this will perhaps be better for you. My coaching program, How to Get Unstuck Total Transformation, is about strategy, accountability, consistency. It's about results. It's a time when it's one-on-one, virtual, 1 hour a week, and we come to talk about your things. And we come to find the goal, the motivation, the reminders for what you want to do, have a strategy, hold you accountable, you get stronger, you get the results. It's a 6-month program, and I'm currently accepting a couple new people. I've been coaching some people for a long time, which is great because they've gotten results consistently, and now we're entering new mature phases of the coaching where, okay, yeah, we did this goal, we did that. Okay, what's the next thing? Let's plan some new goals. It's amazing work to see people transformed. So whether you want to do the group, come to my free thing on the 24th of November and see what it's like to, go after a goal in 2025. I want to encourage you to come out or to book a consultation with me. You can go to my website, lisamdublin.com, and you can slash coaching slash speaking. All of the things are there, and you can book a consultation with me and also sign up for the workshop. So thank you, everybody. And you know what? So we're talking now distractions, threats, and distractions, threats and weaknesses are some of the obstacles that we have to deal with in going after our goals. And I'm saying this morning, it is possible with the right strategy and system that I'm going to teach in that program. It's possible to get over yourself and to accomplish a big goal in 2025. What is it for you? Sign up and I'll see you tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm doing something new. So please show up. Tomorrow we're going to start talking about I'm not going back to the office. We're going to start talking about the book, the movement, the mindset of somebody who decides, you know what, there's more to life than the 9 to 5. And you don't have to be an entrepreneur. You can work remotely. There are lots of jobs that are remote so that it allows you freedom. It allows you to take care of your family. It allows you to get closer to your God. It allows you to do more than if you were, just on somebody's time and having to fulfill your hours weekly and not have time for yourself. So tomorrow we begin the Ingbido, I call it. I'm not going back to the office. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Take care.